How you guys doing? It's your girl FX back with another video. Your favorite female trader, right? Okay, so I had to make this video today. I keep my camera with me everywhere I go, so just in case I get the urge to record something, I have it with me so I can go ahead and record. I keep all my gear with me on the go. That's the beauty of having, you know, really portable camera, which I love. So I'm just now leaving the gym. I have a stretch session that I do 3 nights a week, and I ran into a gentleman as I was leaving the gym, and he recognized me from YouTube, and he's like, hey, you know, you come to the gym, I see you here all the time. I never have said hello to you or anything like that because I was always nervous, but I saw you here today, and I just say, hey, why not? So introduced himself, said hello, and everything like that. So this particular person has told me that he's been trading now for he was trading, but trading crypto and dabbling in like options and stuff like that. So doesn't have too much experience with forex trading, futures trading, and anything like that. So he watches my YouTube, very interested and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, how long you been watching? Like, are you actually, you know, because I teach forex trading. So if you've been watching but you don't trade it, then, you know, it doesn't really add up. So he said that he's kind of been busy with his job. I think he's an engineer or something like that. And he's trying to find the time to, you know, really take it seriously, which is cool. But the reason why I wanted to make this video and the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because I think a lot of people have an unrealistic expectation of not so much how they're going to be successful and profitable with trading, but more so when they're going to be profitable. I think too many people are focused on making money fast. And I get it. You know, it's human nature to, you know, we want that instant gratification. I get that. However, you have to, when you reach a certain age, you got to be realistic about certain things. You know, when you're young and dumb, you have that get out of jail free card to be dumb because you're young. You just don't know enough yet. You're still ignorant to a lot of things because you don't have that much life experience. But when you do get life experience as you get older, or you should be getting life experience as you get older, certain things should start to become a little bit more clear to you, and you should be able to be a little bit more realistic about things. Now, the thing about it with trading, guys, is everybody's learning curve is different, right? I say that all the time. What may come easy to one person may be difficult to the next person. So it all depends. And even when you're putting in that you know, work into what your craft, into what you're doing, there's still no guarantee that you're going to be successful at it. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, there's so many variables that come into play, you know, because even if trading, let's say trading comes easy to some people, the studying, the chart work, the terminology, all that. Let's say it comes just natural to someone. But if that person doesn't put in enough chart time and they don't really get enough experience under their belt, then it really doesn't matter, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful just because it comes easy to you. But if you don't put in that back end work, you're not going to reap the benefits of it, right? And then you have the people that struggle with it and really put in the work, but they're just not getting it. They're studying a lot, but they're not getting it. They're not really grasping it in time. So I say all that to say, you know, the gentleman that I was talking to in there, he kept me in there talking, and all he was worried about or focused on was trying to get me to tell him how long it was going to take him to make money, like to be profitable. And I'm trying to tell him, like, it depends. You know, I can't tell you when you're going to, you know, how much do I got to study, and well, how much money do I need, and what type of account size do I need to make this much money and this and that. And I'm just trying to tell him, like, that's not how it works. And I'm thinking, like, how much of my YouTube do you really watch? Because this is stuff that I talk about all the time, and you kind of should know this stuff already. And this is an older gentleman also. It's not no young buck. You know, it's an older guy. So I'm thinking, like, he's talking like a young guy who doesn't know anything, you know, who doesn't have any life experience with stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, like, this is so weird. Like, he's asking this stuff, and he's like, he's a little cocky with it, a little arrogant with it in a way. And I hate to use that word, but that's the only word I could use to describe it, because he kept saying like, yeah, I did crypto for a little bit. I did this, I did that. I'm an engineer, and I'm really good at what I do. This is going to come. This is nothing to me. I just need to know like just the basic stuff, and I could take it and run with it and this. And I'm just looking at him like, like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about right now. He's probably going to see this since he watches my video, which is cool. I don't care. I told him what I'm saying to you now is basically what I was telling him in there. So I basically tried to tell him, listen, take your time. Just take your time and be patient. Don't put a clock on your success. Perfect advice for you guys. Those of you that are so hell-bent and focused on how much money and how fast and when you could do it, and just putting so much pressure on yourself, and more pressure than you're already under, because you're already taking on a lot from trading by itself. Just chill. Just take a step back and focus on one thing at a time. If you're a beginner, focus on just beginner stuff. If you're intermediate and you're trying to get your feet wet, focus on one thing at a time. And whatever you struggle with, focus on those things more than the things you don't struggle with. Because the things that you're struggling with are what's going to, keep you from getting to where you need to get to. So I'm trying to tell them, listen, take a step back. Go through what you need to go through. Don't think about the money. Don't think about the money. Don't think about, I got to get rich tomorrow. It's not going to happen unless you hit the lottery. It's just not going to happen. You got to take your time and be gradual with it and be patient with it, and give it the work that's required to be successful. Give that the respect it deserves. Because when you do hit that pinnacle and you do become successful, it's going to feel a lot better. It's not going to feel so easy. It's not going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you appreciate it more when you worked really hard for something, as opposed to something that just came to you easy. Anything worth having is worth working hard for. So I tried to tell him, listen, just chill, relax. He was asking about my course and everything. I tell him, listen, go through it step by step by step. If you watch my YouTube videos, keep on, watching, keep on listening, stay motivated, whatever the case may be. But don't think about too much of the timeline, and don't think about the money. And what I notice in a lot of my older students is some of them rush the process. They feel like, damn, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70. I have to hurry up and make this money, because I don't know if they plan on dying or some shit, but what's the rush? What's the rush? And then on top of that, it's not a one-time thing that you're trying to do. Trading is not a one-time deal. It's something you have to do consistently. It's a consistent thing. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So when you think about it, what you're rushing towards is something that you'll probably never see the end of. Because every time you hit one bar and you hit one benchmark, there's always that next one and that next one and that next one. Okay, prime example is when you're trading, you might hit a benchmark where you come from, obviously a beginner to an intermediate to an experienced trader or advanced trader. You might go from, I don't know, a scalper, let's say, to maybe an intraday and a swing trader, right? You're going to move up gradually. Let's say you start out using micro lots, and now a couple months or years later, you're using standard lots now, and now you're moving up and up and up, and you're trying to, elevate and level up, with every progression that you make. So it's a never ending process. Even me, where I am in my trading career, I always stay a student. I'm always myself. I rewatch some of my own content, some of my own chart markups. I'm looking at other traders to see what they do, not necessarily to like copy or whatever. I'm looking at it to see if I can learn something from that person, no matter who it is. Always remain a student of your craft, trying to always try to learn as much as you can. Whenever you in life, period, forget about trading. In life, if you think you know it all, you've reached the point in your life where you just know it all, you miss the whole point. Because you should never ever stop trying to be better. Stop trying to learn. Sometimes we got to take a step back. Sometimes we got to humble ourselves. Sometimes we got to look at this next person and say, you know what? I do feel good about myself. I do, have this good job, and I am this great person, and I have this and I have that going for me. But maybe I could learn something from this person over here. Maybe I can gain something from this. Maybe I can take myself down just a couple notches, humble myself just a little bit, and see if I can gain something from this individual or from this program, or, whatever the case might be. We in the gym. You can't go to the gym one time and think, oh, okay, I made it, I'm good. My goal was to have a 6-pack. Now I got a 6-pack. I could just sit down and just chill. You got to keep going back. You got to maintain that 6-pack. Same thing with trading. You can't just say, boom, I know it, I have the skill, I could just sit back and click a button, buy or sell at any minute, and just make money. No, I got to continue to study. I got to continue to stay on the charts. I got to continue to study and backtest and still be a student of what I'm doing so that I can stay fresh and I can continue being better. But when you get cocky with it and you're not even doing, like, what I didn't understand about it was, like, he was so, like, up on himself about what he thought his potential was, but he wasn't doing it. You're not even trading. You're just dabbling in it here and there. That's not really doing it, if you ask me. So in my mind, like, if you're going to big yourself up in something like that, you better be walking the walk. Don't just talk the talk. Walk the walk. So sometimes it's okay to take a step back and really listen to what it is you're saying and be realistic about what it is that you want. And sometimes the delusion that I like to call it in people that think that trading is like, oh, I'm a smart person, so I'm going to just get it in like a month. I'm going to get it in like a week. Just give me the stuff and I got this and I'm going to start bagging in a week. Those people that think like that, they don't know enough. They don't know enough. They're not in it to really see all of what's going to be required of them to really make it. People that, I don't know, want to become professional athletes or whatever the case might be. They might be like, oh, I'm a great quarterback. I could throw the ball from here to Timbuktu. I got accuracy. I could throw the ball from here and dump it in that trash can all the way, 100 yards away. And there's so much more that's involved in being a good quarterback. It's not just throwing a ball. You got to be able to read defenses. You got to be able to know plays. You got to be able to act on impulse. You got to be able to call audibles and know. You got to be looking left and right because everybody on the field is trying to knock you down. There's more that you have to know than just throwing a football. Same thing with trading. It's more that you have to know than just, oh, I know support and resistance. I know this. All I got to do is press a button and I'm in there. Sometimes we got to pull it back, humble ourselves a little bit, take a step back and be like, all right, let me see what this is really about. Because in all honesty, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. And everybody can't do it. We all know about it. We hear about it. We see people doing well with it. Then if that's the case, how come everybody ain't just hitting buy and sell and just collecting bags every day? Because there's more that goes into it. You have to dedicate yourself. You have to be realistic. You have to be serious. You have to stay positive. You have to stay motivated. You got to know what you want. You got to be disciplined. You got to be goal oriented. You got to be laser focused on what it is you're trying to do. And I don't mean to be negative or to sound negative when I say be realistic, because your realistic and my realistic could be two different things. So whatever your brain tells you is realistic to you, look at what's in front of you and look at your circumstances and say to yourself, do I really have what it takes based on what I have now, based on my resources? Do I really have what it takes to do that? Don't look at it and don't look at your $500 trading account and say, I'm trying to make $20K a day every week off of this $500 trading account. Be realistic with yourself. Can I double it? That's probably more realistic. But once again, my reality could be different than the next person's reality. Because we all look at things differently. Everybody's different. But the one constant that all good traders have in common is that we're all laser focused on what we're trying to do and where we're trying to get to. We're not distracted by outside things that are probably meant to distract you and pull you away from your ultimate goal. Don't look at other people online and compare yourself and judge yourself based on that other person. Because I'm going to tell you right now, social media is fake as fuck. People are fake as hell. Nobody puts their losses or their failures or their bad days plastered all over the internet. They don't. Everybody puts the good stuff, the wins, the highlights of their day, of their life. All of that is online. So what you're judging yourself off of is based off probably some fake shit. Straight up. Just gonna keep it 100 with y'all. So bring yourself back and just focus on what you got going on. Be realistic with it, and always always be a student of your craft. Always strive to be better every single day. Be humble. Come back down to earth a little bit. Look at your surroundings and where you at and ask yourself, can I do it? How bad do I really want it? Now, this is my plan. I need to go execute it and be realistic about it. Okay? So, that's my rant for today. I had to get that off my chest. I really do. I really did. People that are unrealistic about trading, period. That think they just gonna pop into this and do in 2 weeks what some people took 5, 6, 7 years, levels that they took to get to. You think you're gonna do it in no time. I just look at y'all and I just laugh. Like, good luck with that. Let me know how that turns out. Because I know what I went through. I know my 2 years of losses, all on top of losses, on top of losses, before I really started seeing money. And even then, it was a little bit compared to what I was losing. I know what it took and how long it took me. So be realistic with yourself. Be realistic with yourself and your goals, guys. And always believe that you have what it takes. All right, so that's all I got for y'all today. As always, it's your favorite female trader, Charlene FX. And I'll catch y'all on the next trade. Peace.